Hey everybody, welcome to Live Coding with Jesse. I'm Jesse, and today we're going to finish the division mode, and depending on how much time we have, we'll see what else we're going to do, but I definitely want to try to get division working properly. So let me check the live chat, just say hi to everybody. We have a question about the programming language we'll use. It's going to be JavaScript. Also have a question or suggestion to get freeCode and enable ligatures. For those of you who don't know what that is, that's like a font for a code editor, and it does some cool things with like arrow functions and equal signs and stuff like that. So I actually have had freeCode installed before on a different computer. So on my work computer at my old job, I had that. So it is pretty cool. I may do it again, but probably not for this stream because I want to get other stuff done. But definitely looks cool. So I'm open to having that again. For those of you who are just joining, I'll give you a quick breakdown of how this goes. This is a live project. I did not rehearse any of this before, so I will most likely make mistakes. And also, some of the stuff we do on the show, a lot of it I've never done before at all. Right? So we're going to try to figure it out as we go along. I usually try to set a Pomodoro Timer. That means I'll do 25 minutes of coding, take a 5-minute break, and answer some questions in the live chat. If I have time at the end of the live stream, streams usually go about an hour long. If I have time at the end, I'll answer as many questions as I can in the live chat. So go ahead, throw the questions in there. You can ask whatever questions you want. So don't worry if you think it's a noob question or something. Like, there's a lot of beginners in here. So any questions are fine. Also, feel free, if you see a question in the live chat that you can answer, go ahead and answer it. I like to have a nice community that's helpful to each other on the streams. And I think that's it for all the getting started stuff. So let's jump into it. First things first, I want to give a shout out to Seti for the pull request that I just merged. I'm not going to go over this one because we did in the last stream, so if you're interested, check it out. Only thing that changed was there was some division logic in there that was removed. Because it was I did a bad job of explaining what I wanted to happen, so we cleared that up in the last stream. So this just clears the input after a submission, so we'll see that now since it's merged in. If you have the project running locally, make sure you update your fork, so you get all these new updates. Also, Harshit submitted a pull request where he migrated all of our testing from Puppeteer and Mocha to Cypress. I checked out what changed in the code, but I haven't done anything with it myself. So we'll run our test suite just to see like what it looks like. But thank you so much, Harshit. I'm excited to try out Cypress, so I've heard good things about it. And those are the pull requests for today. The link to this repo is in the description for the video. If anybody's interested, please check it out. Feel free to contribute code if you want or list any issues. We still have some open issues here. We're going to do this one today. But this project is definitely a great project for beginners to get in your first pull request. If you need help doing that, just let me know. I'd be happy to walk through it with anybody. If you submit a pull request and it's totally wrong, I'm not going to be upset. I want this to be like a very pleasant experience for anybody who's trying to get into using GitHub. Alright, so let's go over what we want to happen with division, and then we'll go through. If anybody's interested in what this project actually is, I recommend you check out like video 1 and 2 of this series. So I don't even remember what this is, what number this is. Project 7. So any videos you see that have P7 in them, that's part of this project. So if you go to like P7D11, that would be the first video. I explain it more in there, but you'll catch on as we go along. It's a pretty simple app. Okay, so here's what I want. Since this is an app for little kids who are just learning math, at least for the level 1, which I hope to add more levels to this eventually, level 1 division needs to be only numbers that when you divide them will give you a whole number. So I have examples here. So examples of good problems to have would be 9 divided by 3, 4 divided by 2. But we're never going to have one that would result in a decimal or fraction, right? 3 divided by 2, 9 divided by 4. Okay, so that's the problem we're going to try to solve today, is how do we make sure that it's only numbers that equal a whole number. I could see the easy answer is we could hard code it just right off the top of my head. However, in my mind, I could see this game having increasing levels of difficulty that would include, right now it's only single digit, it could include double digit, triple digit. In that case, hard coding wouldn't be a great option. At some point, we may want to include decimal numbers in the game when it gets that hard, but at first I'd like to continue to keep it whole numbers. So we need to keep that in mind. So I'm going to say hard coding is not an option for this, even though, for just our problem set for this show specifically, it probably would be the fastest solution. Let's go to the code. Where are we at? There we go. Alright, first things first, and I recommend doing this whenever you open up your code editor at the beginning of the day, always do a git pull. Right? That way, if anything has changed in the project, you have the latest changes. Okay. Let's see. Use ref is not defined, no undefined. What do we have there? Alright, let's check out. So we have an error here. Let's go. I shouldn't say that. This is it's not an error. It's just kind of like our ESLint rules, since we haven't actually run anything yet. Line 21 in our app.js file. Use ref, submit input, use ref. Alright, this ref equals use ref. Alright, let's check this out. Oh, Harshit, I can see Harshit already has some ideas for how to implement the division. So Harshit, I'm not gonna forget that. I'm gonna read that in just a second. First, I want to see. Let's go back to GitHub and check out that pull request for this one to see what changed. Files changed. If you haven't used GitHub before, this is so useful to be able to go back and see changes like this. Not that you couldn't do it other ways, but this makes it so easy. That's what I thought. Okay, so that use ref is an addition here, and this might be use ref. We might need to import use ref. That's what I think. Yeah. Oh, okay. Harsh had already caught that. Yeah. So let's go ahead and just import use ref. And where's our code here? Alright, so you can see here, so we're trying to use ref here, but we haven't imported it. Okay, so that's why we're getting that error. So use ref. Okay. And now if we save that, it should be fine. Oops. And that looks like it should be use effect. Did I accidentally delete that? Probably. Okay, cool. So let's check this out. Here's our app, just to make sure things are working. And what should happen now is I can put in a number in here. When I hit submit, it clears and the focus remains, right? So great. And I'm just hitting enter now with that. Awesome. Okay, so let's move over to division. Hey, that actually works out. Cool. Now I'm going to read what Harshit... So Harshit is a long-time live stream contributor here. So Harshit is a really, really awesome software engineer. So he's suggesting that we make two random numbers, multiply them, and make a problem dividing them. It will always be a whole number and an easy problem. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, that'll work. We do need to add, for level 1 at least, we need to add a check to make sure that the product of the multiplication is not 2 digits, right? Yeah. Okay. Also, let's see what we have currently for division too. That might be a great place to start and just say, is there anything we could very easily do to modify what we currently have? So everything, all of our logic is, I believe, in app.js, right? Here's our... Is it, or did we move it? No, we moved it. Sorry, I haven't even looked at this for a week, so been working on other stuff. I do want to let you all know, once we get the logic done for level 1, what I'd like to do is actually run this in a simulator. So probably in like the iOS simulator, or oh no, I'm on Windows machine. So maybe I'll try to run it on my Android. Either way, like the next step, what I'd like to do is actually run this on a mobile device. At first, it'll just be like proof of concept that we can run the same code on a mobile device and on the web. But I don't want to get too far into this without at least testing it on a mobile device. That way, if we do have some code that won't work on mobile, then it'll be easier to debug that with less code overall. Also, just remember, I forgot to start my Pomodoro timer. So let's start that now. Okay, and I did not mean to start Spotify. Alright. Oh, Harshit also says, don't forget to try Cypress. Okay, we will try Cypress. Okay. Alright, so Harshit's saying, like, okay, 2 multiplied by 2 is 4. Now our problem would be 2 divided by 4. Okay. Michael Creel says, if the answer modulo 1 is not equal to 0, then get 2 new numbers. Okay, yeah, that actually works as well. Because then, yeah. Okay. I still need to figure out where our division stuff is. Handle change, callback. Is it on our reducers? Yeah, the logic got extracted out. Yeah, here it is. Okay. So we at one point we did have everything in app.js, and then we had a bit of refactoring that happened in a pull request, and now we have some of the logic, probably most of the logic, in this app reducer.js. Okay, so we're returning right now. We're just getting random numbers 1 through 9. Yeah, so we're definitely going to have to switch that. So I don't think there's much we could do like with what we have right now. We're going to have something based more on what mode we're on. Okay? Does that make sense? Oh, wow. Okay, so we I got to keep up with this chat over here. Because Arsh is putting in some extra stuff. Let's see. X equals math formula. Okay. Alright, so I just need to go over this file just for a second, because I haven't looked at this file for a while. It's probably been like a month since I looked at this, since we've just been doing testing. Okay. So, alright, here's our random number generator, which... new problem, set mode. Restart. Enemy, remove enemy, check answer. Okay. Right now we do have alright, so we're getting the operator from our state. Okay, so we're passing in that state here. And an action. Okay. Okay, yeah, Harshit said you have a function for random number. Use it then. Okay. Then Michael's saying the logic is in check answer. Yeah, so I guess, yeah, so we'll need to... Check answer should still work as is, right? Because all we're doing in check answer is just taking whatever our value 1 and value 2 is, whatever our operator is. So that should be fine. What we need to change, though, is our new problem, right? Because what we really want is just to make sure that we've given the user a problem that we know will result in a whole number. So this is what we need to work on. So currently, right now, this, though, doesn't know about what mode we're in or care about what mode we're in, so we need to change that. The mode that we're in is going to matter in this case. So let's see how we're going to do this. So right now we're returning... I guess we could just put an if statement in here. It maybe a switch. I'm trying to think what else. We also want to make sure that subtraction doesn't result in negative numbers. So I guess we'll have two cases where we'll want more than just plain random numbers. So let's see. The answer is this. We'll get a new problem. Okay. Oh, okay. Michael Creel says, if the answer in check answer is a decimal, get a new problem. Oh, okay. So Michael's suggesting that we just go through, it's basically just keep going through a loop of generating random numbers and then checking the answer until we get one that's a whole number, and then present that. Or negative. Okay. That's actually not... It's not a bad idea. Okay, so check answer. Yeah, how about that? Yeah, so if we extract out some of this into its own function, which shouldn't be that hard. Let answer parse state answer. Yeah, so this could actually be its own function, or at least this part, and then that would let us keep calling it. Alright, let's do that first then. So let's take this and make its own function. So I guess we'll put it up here, right? Do we really need to export this function? Probably not. Const, what are we going to call this? Check answer, and let's give it, let's see, about 1, about 2, and actually we could probably just do this. Okay, so this is just going to return. So if you're not familiar with arrow functions, so this is an arrow function, right? So basically the value then of check answer is going to be equal to whatever this is, right? It when you do an arrow function like this all in one line, it automatically returns that, so you don't need to actually write return. Okay. My auto linting just put it on the next line here, but this should still work. Okay, so now that we have a check answer down here, what we could do is we could say, so I guess we need to get the mode here cased. Alright, so if the types is new problem, are we passing in state action? Let's see what our state is that we're passing in here just for a second. Where is it? Mode. Okay, so we should have access to mode. I don't remember what we called the different modes though. What did we call them? Handle mode picker. Where do we at? Handle submit. Handle mode picker. Mode dispatch. Type set mode. Okay, so that the mode should be whatever the value is here. So you should be able to just get mode division here. So just like we're getting state value, state operator, state, we should be able to get state dot mode in our, where's this at? In our new problem. Okay, so let's say if state let's say actually I'm gonna do this now. I don't want to put it in that return. Let's do it here. See if I can put one in here. State dot mode equals division. Okay, so we're gonna wrap this in our if statement here. So we do want to at some point return this, right? But not exactly like this, right? So what we want to do is call check answer, and we'll give check answer oops, didn't want to do that. I guess that's fine. So you want to give, actually let's do this. This is gonna be a little weird, but let's say I don't know if I want to name it the same thing, but val, I guess we could. Val1 is going to equal, oops, say let's val1 equal random number generator 1 through 9, and we're going to do the same thing with val2. Okay, so we're going to get two random numbers here, and then we're going to pass those in. Val1, val2. Okay, so we're running check answer, and let's make that let's res equal, so res for like result equal check answer. So then we'll say if res is greater than 0, then we're actually going to return something, and what we'll return is val1 val2 else we're going to want to, actually we're going to want to rerun this whole thing. So let's grab this and say same division. Let's grab all of this, put it up here, and say division problem, and okay, else we're gonna actually run division problem. And I didn't, there we go. Alright, let me go down here now and say, let's get rid of all of this. division problem. Okay. That's a state division problem. Oops, let's get rid of this as well. And this. Alright, so let me... Alright, looks like I had some commentary on what I was doing. Let's see if this works first. So here's what I think will happen, right? So if it's division, if the mode is division, we're going to call division problem, right? Division problem is going to generate random numbers, and then it's going to check the answer. Okay, so our check answer function is here. It's just going to return an answer. If the answer, oops, not greater than 0. What am I thinking? I had subtraction on my mind. Okay, although this will work for subtraction now too, so we could just do that. So that's not what I need. It needs to be a whole number. So what is that? I wonder if is there a way in JavaScript to just check to see if something's a whole number? Or, oh, okay, Michael, so you just need to check, oh, okay, now I'm turning it on. Okay, Michael's saying, it's easier in the check answer, you already have the logic, do you need just to check, oh, okay, I'm seeing this now. Oh, he's saying check for that and, subtraction at the same time. Or, okay, all right, that makes sense. Let me put this in there. Okay, so res, where's my, there it is. Slow 1, and that should equal, let me think. All right, let's explain what modulus is, and I'm going to explain it. You all let me know if I have it wrong. It's been a while since I used it. Modulus is like the remainder. So if we're doing a division problem and we have a remainder, then that means it's not going to be a whole number, right? So it should be 0. So like 4 divided by 2 is 2. There's no remainder, right? But if we did something like, I don't know, let's say like 4, or I'm sorry, let's say like 8 divided by 3, right? So like 8 goes into 3, or I'm sorry, 3 goes into 8 2 times with a remainder of 2, right? So our remainder would be 2. So when we use this percent sign, which is our modulus operator, we're getting that remainder, right? So anyway, that's it. Okay. Okay, yeah, so Michael's saying, yeah, that's it. Now, hold on a second. Okay. Alright. I'm sorry, where is it? Okay, so we're right here. So if we don't have a remainder, right, then we'll return our state. We'll return that all just like we were doing, down here. Now, if we do have a remainder, that means we need to get more random numbers. So we're going to call division problem again, right? So it's going to call itself. And that's, what is that? That's recursion, right? I believe that's what we call a recursive function, right? When it calls itself. So this could, I mean, hypothetically, this could just keep going and going, but the odds of that happening are so small, right? If we end up having a problem where it just takes way too long to get a random number, then maybe we can come up with a different solution, but I think this should be okay for now. Alright, so we have that. And this shouldn't be that hard to do the same thing with subtraction. But first, let's make sure it's actually working with division. And also, the rest of it is just simply, if it's not a division problem, we just fall back on doing what we were doing before, which we know worked. Alright, so let's save that and go to our code. Okay, so in about 3 minutes, I'm going to answer some questions in the chat. No, state is not defined. Uh-oh. Alright, so we use state. Oh, I see what's happening. We need to pass in. Let's pass in our mode. Actually, no. Where's our... That's not what we need. We weren't using state there. Where are we using state? Here. And why can we not get state there? Parse it, state. Alright, we're inside of this. Yeah, I should have access to state in there. Should I not? Let me double check that error to make sure it's the one that I thought. Line 6 and line 16? Okay, maybe that's not the same thing. Okay, so line 6. Whoops. Yep. I need to get rid of state. Val 1. Val 2. So we're passing in value 1, value 2, and we need to pass in the operator as well, since we don't have access to state right there. Operator. And then line 16, evident. Oh, okay. And line 16, we are... Okay, so we're trying to return the rest of the state. Let's pass in state here then as well. Okay. And we'll just continue to pass in the same state, right? Here, which we should have access to from here. Okay, so then down here, when we're actually calling this, we can call... We'll pass in state with our division problem, right? That should give us access to all of the state, which means when we call check answer here, we should be able to say state.operator because we have access to all the state. Let's see if that fixes it. Yeah. Let me know if that made sense at all. I can go over it again. I know I went through it pretty fast. Yep. Eval can be harmful. Expected break statement before case. No fall through. Okay. Those are not like critical errors right now. We should still be able to test this. Okay, so we have division. 6 divided by 1. Dang it. Sorry, my mouse is... There's like some bit of... I don't even know, like dirt or sand or something below my mouse that's driving me nuts. Alright. Alright, I don't need... Whoa. Okay. Cannot read property background color of undefined. Why would it give me that if I just tried to submit nothing? Okay. App.js 51. What a weird error to get. App.js... What was that again? 51? Active theme background color? I don't even remember what theme I have. Themes, background color, division orange. This didn't happen before, right? Oh, you know what's happening? It's something with the state, I bet. Alright. Let's see what we're doing with state. Let's see if somebody... Alright, it looks like Harshit actually has a pull request. Harshit, did you do this while I... Alright, we'll have to check that out. But what I think is happening probably is something with the state. Like we were... So the problem's not in app.js, it's up here. So when we try to return state here, it is not the same. Okay. Let me go to the chat. So I did say I would go to the chat when the time ran out, and it actually was longer than normal since I started the timer later. So I will stop, take a 5-minute break, and then we'll check out Harshit's pull request. And knowing Harshit, he probably solved this in a better way than I did. So I'm excited to see how this, how he went about this. Yeah. Let's see. It's actually cool though. Like I'm assuming Harsha did it in a different way, but it'll be cool to see 2 different ways to do it. Although my way technically didn't work because I messed up something with state. Alright, so I'm going way up to the top of the chat. I'm just going to go down through, and I see there's a lot of hellos, so I'm going to say hello to everybody. And I'm going to try to just hit the questions for now. We had one question. It's what is he doing? LOL. I like big picture. Making a children's math game with React Native Web. Just for the stream, I'm trying to figure out the logic to give the user a single-digit division problem that results in a whole number. Oh, okay. I saw Harshit's message about trying Cypress again, so I gotta remember to try Cypress before we end the show. Meta question, which compiler is this? I'm not sure what you mean by compiler. If you mean the like the IDE, the code editor, it's Visual Studio Code. So how late is it for you? It's actually early. So right now it is 8:14 a.m. So start the stream at 7:30 a.m. Eastern time. I have a question. Should I learn React or Python? I mean, they're used for totally different things, so it really depends on what you want to do. Right? If you want to do more front end stuff, like front end web stuff, learn React. If you want to stick like back end stuff or machine learning or something like that, then Python is probably better. Chris says, how Java or JavaScript? Again, that kind of depends on what you want to do. I'm going to say JavaScript because it's both a front end and a back end language. So it's a little more versatile, but there's a ton of jobs and a ton of things to do with Java. So you wouldn't be going wrong either way. It just depends on what you want to do. Chris says Angular or React. Again, that's going to be a preference thing. Like, what are you trying to accomplish? What do you know more of already? Or, what is your team more comfortable with? Nick says, hello, I'm fairly noob to programming, mechanical designer for 15 years, but I want to get into some coding for enterprise systems. Any recommendations for languages or starting point? Enterprise systems, you'd have to look up maybe like exactly what systems or what companies you want to work for, but enterprise systems, from my experience, are more likely to be on something like Java or .NET. You're less likely to find like Node apps running for enterprise, but that's starting to change a little bit. But like that's just been my limited experience though. So I would do more research on what systems are using at the big companies. All right, like Michael looks like maybe has a comment on Harshit's PR. So let's go back to that. I'm not going to start another Pomodoro timer because I'm going to have to finish up the stream in a few minutes. So the last thing we're going to do is just check out this pull request. And we may have to leave this stream with kind of unfinished. We'll see. All right, so here's, y'all can see this. I'm just going to read it out quickly. Let's assume we have two random numbers between 1 and 9, like 3 and 7. We're multiplying, which is 3 multiplied by 7 equals 21. Now, 21 divided by 7 or 21 divided by 3 will always be an easy problem, as 21 is a multiple of both these numbers. Also, it resets this problem now if you change a mode. Okay. Okay, actually, I didn't realize we didn't reset the problem before. Alright, so let's see what's actually happened. This is our reducer.js file. Okay. Alright, and Harsha did put in that useRef because obviously I hadn't pushed any changes up yet. Okay, so if we have our new problem here, if the mode is division, we're getting our random numbers, right? And then we're multiplying those two random numbers. We're saving that to Z, right? And then we're returning Z and Y, so it would be like Z divided by Y. Okay. Okay. State mode operator provide. And then returning types new problem. Oh, okay, so this is just doing a new problem. Okay, so I like that. Here's the thing though. We'll end up though with a number that's greater than 2 digits here, right? So this would actually, this could potentially work, but we would have to change the max number right on here. So publish an update, refresh, you can limit it. Okay, so it looks like there's an update. So let's refresh. Alright, if Z is greater than 30, return a new problem. Okay, so we could potentially just change it here. Okay, alright, what do you think? So I guess everybody in the stream now, let's do a comparison then. All right, so in this case, for this would work, and then for each mode, we would just change this value. So this, I guess we would end up saving. I'm sorry, for each level. So essentially this would change for the level to increase like the max amount that it could be, right? This is nice. I like this. So this compared to, I guess, what we had done here, where we kind of have we're actually like checking the answers of our problems and then running through this till we get one that works. Okay, so let me know what you all think. I'm going to take like 30 seconds to see what you all think, and then I'm going to tell you what I think. Let's see. All right. Let me see what some of you are saying. Okay, so Harsh is saying if you just check, so the issue that's raised in the chat here is, this would still return something that's 2-digit number. So Harsh is saying if you just check to make sure Z is not greater, return reducer state types new problem, then we're just going to call new problem again. Okay, so either way, it's just going to keep looping, right? And it's going to keep going through that. The benefit of this one, I would say, is, I didn't test it yet, but the one that I did is throwing an error, right? So I'm assuming this one wouldn't. So let's try this out. Let's see if I'm gonna have time. I might not have time. I got a meeting at 8:30, so that's why I have 7 minutes right now. All right, let's see if we can. If we can get this in here really quickly. Get checkout B division. All right, so I just switched to another branch here so I could save what I have. Okay, and let's go get commit a all right, so I'm trying to just go really fast here. All right, now we can do get fetch origin. Oh, what is it? I always forget it. Test a pull request locally. To locally fetch check out a pull request. Get out of here. I don't want this Bitbucket. I want GitHub. There we go. There we go. Get fetch origin pool. Okay. So what's our ID? 14. Pool 14, and then almost had it. Head branch name. Okay. H. I'm gonna say H division for Harshit. Cool. Get checkout H division. All right. Now let's try this out. Sorry I didn't explain what I was doing more. I got to go fast because I got a meeting. Let's see. All right, so we get. I forgot to change this. Let's change this down to 9. We want it not greater than 9. Okay. 7 7 6 6 9 1 9 1 6 3 6 4 4 2 7 7 8 2 6 3 6 1. Looks good. You know what I'm just seeing? Like occasionally we get the same problem in a row. We may want to put logic in to say like don't show the same problem twice in a row. So, dang it. I'll have to remember to add that maybe as an issue, or if somebody else wants to. Alright, so Harshit's solution works. I'm going to go with it because it works. So I will be, I guess, let's merge this in now. You can merge from the command line, so I could do that right now, or I could just, never mind, I'll just do it. I gotta go to my meeting, so I have to stop. Basically, what I'm going to do, though, at some point is I'm going to merge this pull request in, so we're going to use what Harshit did. I believe it accomplishes the same thing without errors in less code, which is always good. Thank you, Harshit. And then I'm going to try to remember to put in an issue to say we need to check and make sure we're not giving the user the same problem that they just answered. Okay. Harshit says, yeah, that's not my fault. Yeah, I'm not saying it's your fault, Harshit. That's just, it wasn't part of the, it wasn't anything that we had thought of yet anyway. So, and it happens with all the other modes as well. All right, awesome. So I don't think I missed questions, but if I missed your question, just put it in the comments below this video or send it to me on social media or something. Thank you so much for hanging out with me this morning. I'm buying a house later today, so I don't know if I'm going to stream on Friday or not because I'm going to be busy moving into the new house. Oh, Harshit says Cypress. Use Cypress, though. All right, one last thing before I go. Let's use Cypress. Where's my code? So yarn E to E. What? Package JSON. Oh, I forgot to run. Forgot to install Cypress. Always remember to run yarn when you first do your get pull in the morning. I've said that a million times on the stream, and I forgot myself to do it. What time is it? Oh, I have 1 minute till my meeting. Come on. Come on, yarn. No. I'm not going to be able to get it in. Alright. I'm waiting. So the meeting hasn't started yet. And for why? Why is it taking so long? Harshit, I might just have to wait. I gotta go. I gotta go to my meeting. Um, all right, so I may just have to wait. If anybody doesn't want to wait to see Cypress, go ahead, fork this repo, clone it, and you can run it on your own. The command is the same as it was before, yarn e2e. For some reason, it's not working for me right now. What a terrible time to not work. Oh, Harsha says it's downloading Chromium. I thought you had it. I thought I would have had it too because I was using Puppeteer. Anyway, yeah, next time I will definitely try out Cypress, and we'll do that the first thing so I don't run out of time or forget. Anyway, thank you all for watching, and hopefully I'll see you back here next time. And until then, have a great day, a great couple days, great week.